Listen, I know it's going to sound boring for the next 10 minutes, but I implore you to stick with me for the next 10 minutes, even though it's going to be boring. But I assure you that after that, it's absolutely going to be awesome. All right, let's go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to your potentially favorite Nigerian podcast. Bear with me, your host, General Prime. Even though we've not had any beer it's going on like 3 months now. Even though I've not had any beer, I've just been like fucking working out every single day. Uh, Having raw coffee, no sugar, no beer, no alcohol, just fucking getting myself back in what's it called? In pristine condition, man. But the name of the podcast still remains Bear with Me. So yeah, I hope everybody had an absolute wonderful week. Actually, it's the end of the month today. Today is the last day of the month, and so we'll be entering the next month tomorrow. And it's crazy, man. We're already in the fifth month of the year, and it still feels like it was only yesterday that we entered the new year. But yet somehow we're now like in the fifth month of the year, and time just keeps going. I don't know where the time is going. I don't know how the time is just like moving faster and faster and faster, and it's scary. It's scary in the sense that like you feel like you no longer have time to do the things that are needed and the things that are necessary. Like you no longer have time to do the things that you're supposed to do, or should I say, you no longer have time. One no longer has the time to like live their life. So it just feels like we're just like working every single day, like just being doing this redundant, repetitive, boring jobs that we have to do to like put food on our tables. But nobody's complaining because such is life. There's this saying that I recently learned. How does it go? Life is filled with suffering, but you just have to like look for a way to, I don't know, I'm just paraphrasing right now. I'm not saying it as perfectly and as eloquent as it was said. Life is filled with suffering, and you just have to like endure it and look for the bright light. Like look for something, make it bearable, make it meaningful, make the suffering meaningful. Like look for something that you can live for. Basically, basically what I'm trying to say is that like I think the quote goes, to live is to suffer, and to survive is to find meaning in the suffering. So life is fucked up basically, and so we just have to like find the bright light. We just have to like look for the um we just have to like come up with meaning for ourselves. We just have to like come up with purpose for ourselves. Because okay, like there's this famous quote by Nietzsche, like Friedrich Nietzsche. He said, um he who has a why to live can survive almost anyhow. Like that's one of the most profound quotes I've ever heard in my life. Like he who has a why to live, like if you have something to live for, like regardless of how insignificant it might be, regardless of how small, or regardless of how, you know, unassuming it might be, do you understand? Just if you have something to live for, you can survive almost anyhow. It's like that's why people that go to war, first of all, people that go to war, they always go to war and carrying their families in mind. They always go to, like, you see them taking pictures of their kids or pictures of their wives or stuff like that, so that it to give them something to fight for. They always like have this string attached to them to like give them this hope and give them this feeling of like, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain this feeling. Give them this feeling that, oh, whatever it is that I'm fighting for right now, there is actually a reason for it. So he who has a um he who has a why to live can survive almost anyhow. That is a crazy quote, because, and it makes sense, because first of all, um like I said before, right? Life is right now like adulthood basically. Listen, I actually don't have anything to talk about. I'm just like trying to come up with something that makes sense right now. I actually don't have anything to talk about. Like, I can't think of anything. There's nothing that comes to mind that I feel like I need to talk about, or I feel like I need to like how do I put it, flesh out and express and explain and like, try to make sense of. So it's just me rambling without any weed, without any alcohol, without any coffee, without any stimulant. um oh yeah, so I'm just like raw dogging it. So bear with me, of course. So life, basically adulthood as we have come to find it to be, is basically a rat race. And so we're all just cogs in this big giant money making machine. And so we're just doing whatever it is that we have to do to get by. And we are continuously feeding the machine, and it keeps getting bigger, and it keeps getting more powerful and keeps growing. But in this suffering, in this mundanity, in this like fucking repetition, I feel like there has to be we have to find meaning to it. We have to find, just like there. I know everybody has heard about Sisyphus, right? This uh the person, I don't know what is this. Let me even like check out the actual story of Sisyphus. Yeah, the myth of Sisyphus. He's a character in Homer's Iliad, uh, and he's reputed to be the founder of the Isthmian games, and is a trickster who receives eternal punishment for trying to cheat death. In Greek mythology, Sisyphus was the founder and king of Ephria. Hades punished him for cheating death twice by forcing him to roll an immense boulder up a hill, only for it to roll back down every time it neared the top. So he's in this perpetual state of punishment where like he keeps trying to like roll this big giant rock up a hill, and then it comes back down, because he tried cheating death and then he was cursed. So that's basically the condition that we humans are in. We're in this we're in this Sisyphus, I don't know, we're in this Sisyphus like condition where we just keep doing one thing over and over and over and over again, expecting better results, expecting something to be, expecting a different outcome. But the secret there is that we have to like find an outcome by ourselves. We have to like find meaning by ourselves. We have to like find something. That's why whenever whenever I'm going to walk, like every day basically for me is the same. And so I like looking for things that makes the day different, like maybe taking a different route to walk, or noticing something, like deliberately noticing something that I hadn't noticed before, or hadn't noticed in the past, or like just, and whenever something like that happens, I always like take note. As in, it shows how the same my everyday is. Like whenever stuff like that happens, I always like notice it, and like it just sticks to my mind, and I'm like, oh, this is something different. And it just gives me this hope that the rest of the day is going to be better, because something different has happened, something unusual has happened, something, noticeable has happened. And yeah, that's that is basically what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that we, because every day feels the same, and because life feels so mundane and feels so tasking and repetitive and redundant, we have to find we have to find we have to try to make it different for ourselves. We have to try to find meaning in all of this chaos. I don't know if that makes sense. That was boring as hell, man. That was fucking boring. But if you if you are somehow weirdly, as in if you're now somehow if you find yourself, so for some strange reason, liking this podcast enough to make yourself suffer, go through that excruciating excruciatingly boring 10 minutes, then Jesus Christ, what the hell are you doing with your life? But thank you for sticking with me, man. That was boring as hell. And believe it or not, this podcast, it's this particular episode is now 2 weeks in the making. Like, I started this last week Sunday, but then I did it for like, I was like going on for like 10 minutes, and everything was just dreary and boring. I was not feeling myself. Like, there was no weed, no alcohol. Like, my brain was just kind of, I don't know, fucking normal, man. I was just being odd and weird. So like, I just got bored, and then I couldn't continue, and then I had to stop. And so I stopped. That was just the reason I stopped, because like, I was not just feeling myself. But it was for the better, because I mean, it hasn't been good or bad. Something, one whole week has passed, and a lot has happened. A lot has happened since then. It's like, you know, back in the day, when, I don't know, there was this pocket of time when things were just perfect. Do you understand? Like, things were not that bad. Like, when we were kids, right? Like, things were not that really, I don't know. I'm sure like there are people that grew up like under harsher and like more, you know, in worse condition. Like, nobody grew up the same. Do you understand? Like, there are people that didn't have anything. Do you understand? There are people that if they tell you their stories, like, you'll be like, what what the hell is going on? Do you understand? So I understand that we didn't all grow up having um everything. Do you understand? But we still can attest to the fact that there was this pocket of time when everything was just perfect. Do you understand? So everything was so perfect to the point that when something bad happened, it was like, it was kind of unforgettable. Like, it remained with people. When something bad happened, when there was like something, you know, like sad, or like, it remained with people, and people talked about it for a long time. But now we have gotten to the point when like bad things happen on literally a daily basis. Like, bad things are like, it's like a kind of like what is it fucking called, a landslide effect. Do you understand? Like a mountain landslide. Well, I've forgotten what it's called, man. It's kind of like that. It kind of has that effect where it just it starts accelerating. Do you understand? So everything, bad things are just happening every day on the daily basis, and we don't know the one to talk about, or we don't know, as in, is that like, we just don't know what the fuck is going on, man. So one whole week has passed since I attempted to do the 24th episode, and since then, like, it's like bad things keep happening to the point that we actually don't even it's either we are too stupid not to understand that our days are numbered, or like we actually don't give a fuck. You understand? It's like bad things keep happening and happening every day, that we are beginning to get bored of them. Like, we're beginning to get numbed by them, and so we don't like give them that much attention, which I kind of think it's a good thing to an extent. Like, us not like really giving that much fuck. Like, whatever wants to happen should happen, right? Is it why nobody is like, is it why nobody, but you have to understand that not all bad things are the same. Like, there are some that are actually, as in, have the intention to like take you out. You understand? Like Mother Nature does not like really care about you that much. Like nature actually wants to like take you out. So is it that there? Is it that? As in I'm telling you that there are some evil things that really want to take you out, but yet I don't know, we are kind of, we're not listening. Listen, they bombed the Kremlin. Oh. They bombed the Kremlin. They bombed the Kremlin. Hey, look at the look at me and you. We're just on our own. Oh. JJ. Oh. Somebody has gone to go and bomb the Kremlin. Who sent you? Why? Why? Just I want to understand something. Though. Please bear with me. Oh. Bear with me because the way I am now, the way I am now, I'm surviving on coffee and rage. That is. Listen, I am surviving on coffee and rage. I wake up in the morning, I walk out and I drink coffee without sugar, bro, and then I go to work. Listen, I'm on my own, JJ, doing my own thing, and they have bombed the Kremlin. Attempted to take out Putin. Why? The one that we are the one that we are trying to, the one that we are suffering through, and like being so, as in being so, as in, what is the word I'm trying to use now? As in fucking anxious about. Do you understand? Is that one not enough? We are this guy. We're just everybody just handling him like egg. Try to like, I don't know whether you can reason with him, and yet somebody have gone want to go and try and attempt to like trigger him more. Don't you understand what nuclear war is? Do you think you can survive? All these people, like America, do you understand what America does America actually understand what is actually going on? As in the consequence of losing this war. I see that wait to bro guys, first of all, as from the way, as in, I'm sure you can observe, or you've noticed from the way I'm talking that I'm high, and also I've got myself some really nice red wine here. So just allow me to take a sip. Make some good weed, man. Where was I? Listen, I don't understand why, I don't understand why these so-called powers that be don't want to have sense. You understand? Because their reality is not our reality. They literally and genuinely and truthfully don't see things the way we common folks see things. Like, do you understand the consequences of nuclear war? When Japan was doing gree in 19 in during World War II in 1945, Japan was doing gara 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 gara. They went to China, and they went to the city of Nanking and like butchered fucking 19 million people. Until today, they don't want to say sorry. You understand? When Japan was doing gree, they went to Pearl Harbor, and then they bombed Pearl Harbor, making America to enter World War II. You understand? When they were doing gra 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 gra, they were just doing anyhow. America now went to Hiroshima and dropped one atomic bomb there. That one now caught their attention. They were like, eh, what the fuck is going on? What is this? How can somebody have this kind of evil? As in display this, what kind of power is this? You understand? And then it's like America was like America was like, you know what, to still surrender, you know. Now went to Nagasaki and now dropped another one. Oh, that one now dropped an atomic bomb, bro. I was watching the documentary of the atomic, like the story of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, bro. I was watching this documentary. Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. So we are capable of this kind of fuckery. Imagine, imagine just you're standing and all of a sudden, it's not that you died, right? It's not that you didn't die. You just stopped existing. You understand? You just stopped existing. You didn't just, as in, I don't even think that death from nuclear, from an atomic, in fact, death from an atomic bomb is even painful because you just stopped existing. Like you didn't blow up, you didn't like fall down, you didn't like burn, you didn't like freeze, like you didn't like turn into vapor. No, you just like that, you just stopped existing, and the only thing left as evidence of your once existence is shadow, like your shadow is imprinted on the ground. That was how intense the explosion from the atomic bomb was. Like people stopped existing in 1 second. It wiped it wiped people out. You understand? That was just an atomic bomb. That was just an atomic bomb. Now let's talk about the nuclear bomb. God damn, bro. A nuclear bomb. We will literally see. Oh, so we are finished too. Listen, Russia has the biggest nuclear. Russia has the biggest nuclear bomb on Earth. It's called the Tsar bomber. Wait, let's look up what this so-called Tsar bomber is. Bruh. Bro. The Tsar bomber is the single bro, it's the single most physically powerful device ever developed on Earth. The most powerful nuclear bomb tested and the largest man-made explosion. Bro. Largest bomb. Okay, the Tsar bomber, also known by the alphanumerical designation AN602. My nigga, what? Was a thermonuclear aerial bomb and the most powerful nuclear weapon ever created and tested. Bavawiti, the Soviet physicist. Hey! Oh god, this sounds like a fucking you understand now, like all these fucking movies where, bro, the Soviet physicist Andrei Shakov oversaw the project at the Azama 16, while the main work of design was by Shakov, Victor Adamsky, Yuri Babayev, Yuri Simrov, and Yuri Truntev. The project was ordered by Nikita Khrushchev in July 1961 as part of the Soviet resumption of nuclear testing after the test ban moratorium, with the detonation times to coincide with the 22nd Congress of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. Bro, I'm not all about all of this. I just want to like hear how powerful this shit is, bro. Man, this is the kind of bomb that Russia has. Oh. Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys is that this is the kind of bomb that Russia has. Something that when they tested it, the the shock wave went around the earth, the planet. The shock wave went around the planet 4 times. It's like, yes, America has more nuclear weapons. I think America has more nuclear weapons than Russia. Russia still has like the fucking Tsar bomber. It's like, yes, you can have a lot of cutlasses, but my electric grass cutter can do the job better than you. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what we're. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we, as in citizens of the free world, because most countries adopted the American method. Do you understand? The capitalist method, the method of freedom. Do you understand? Freedom for everyone. In their own way, most countries practice that. And for the most part, it has worked. You understand? Regardless of its flaws and shortcomings. You understand? For the most part, democracy has worked. Do you understand? Now imagine a world where there is no democracy. Imagine a world where there is no freedom of speech. Do you understand? And freedom of opinion and freedom to be open-minded and curious. Do you understand? Freedom to ask questions and freedom to be angry. You understand? Imagine a world where the human mind becomes, as in the human mind reduces to a p. You understand? Like you cannot think, you cannot be angry, you cannot ask questions. Imagine imagine a world where humans are under perfect control. Basically heaven. Because according to the fucking Bible, right? What will happen in heaven is that there will be no night, and there will be constant day, and the souls in heaven will be worshiping God forever and ever and ever. Because, bro, what kind of fucking bullshit is that, man? What the fuck are you talking about? Like everybody will just be worshiping the guy, like feeding him forever and ever and ever, like, or just under perfect control, like under perfect utopia. Do you understand? And they'll be doing it willingly and lovingly. Do you understand? What that is what authoritarian regimes want. That is Big Brother's goal. That is in 1984. That is Big Brother's goal. Like to continue, like to continue. Imagine a big a boot, like a fucking military boot, stomping on somebody's face forever and ever, ever and ever and ever. That is just what Big Brother wants. That is what Putin wants. That's what the president of China wants. That's what the prime minister of Iran wants. That's what all these like literal evil men. Like these people are fucking evil, man. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like these niggas that are in power, these powerful men, and they are with their petty squabbles. These people are pure evil. What is that nigga's name? The president of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab's nigga that said, "You will own nothing and you'll be happy." Why? What? You will own nothing and you'll be happy. Like, what does that mean? Can you explain yourself? What you mean by I will own nothing and I'll be happy? So what then will now give me happiness? Like the fact that I'll be so selfless that I will give up everything, or I'll give up my primal hunger for wanting to want things. Like you're going to make me less than a human. Like you're just going to make me a because I because think of it, everything now is subscription. Before you can just buy things. Like let's take for example now video games now. Before you can like just buy a video game and you own the video game for the rest of your life, right? But now, if you buy the video game, first of all, you don't even need to like buy the hard copy. You can just buy it online. So now it's just only a digital copy, which can be taken away from you. First of all, secondly, when you buy it, there are other small things again inside the game you still have to like buy, and then for the game to keep being better and better, you have to like subscribe to the game. Like everything now takes subscription. Subscribe for movie platform, Netflix, subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to Instagram. Now you can subscribe to Twitter, you can subscribe to email, you can everything now is subscription, subscription, subscription. Nobody totally owns anything. Even cars, you can like be you can go to a car dealership now, you can like get a car from them and then be paying them like a certain amount of money every month until you pay off the car. Even houses, we do the same thing with houses with mortgages, right? Where you get a house and then you now be paying, and people don't see that that is theft. You buy a house, you're living in the house is depreciating, but you're paying money for it until you pay it off. It will take you like 50 years. Some people take it like 30 years to pay off the house that they're living in. Man, what the fuck? That's mad. Being an adult, God. Jesus. Being an adult is weird. But it's weird because this is not how I thought that it was going to be. Like it's weird because this is not how I thought that I was going to like do it. Like I don't want to do that. You understand that? I don't want to like live. I'm already beginning to like lose things that I used to do. Like nothing really interests me anymore. As in, everything feels like cardboard paper to me. Everything feels tasteless and everything just feels the same and mundane. Like that kind of reality is beginning to set in. Do you understand? Like when I was younger and I used to read stories of people, of adults that grew up and lost their youth and lost their fucking desire to basically live, like lost their desire to live and lost their as in what lost that sparkle in the eye, in their eye, like the sparkle of youth. Now like when you're young, everything is new to you, everything is interesting, everything is a potential for interaction. Do you understand? Everything, you want to understand what's going on in the world, everything seems so new to you. Then and so that's where like interest comes from, that's where like belief comes from, that's where superstition comes from, that's where observation comes from, that's where talent comes from. So we want to interact with some things so deeply that we try to mimic them, we try to like in a way cajole them. So that's what I understand by having talent. You're trying to like mimic nature. Like let's say if you want to like draw a rose flower, you're trying to like um should I say appropriate what the image of a of a rose flower in nature would be on something that's not nature, something like paper. Do you understand? I don't know where I'm going with this, and I don't know if anybody understand what I'm saying. So like what I'm trying to explain is that a rose flower in nature has its particular shape and color and pattern and everything. But what a rose flower is on paper is not actually a rose flower. It's just a series of, as in, should I say, symphonic dance with colors, and those colors turn into like images, and those images are carefully placed by some kind of magical artist who we in our normal world would call a talented person. You understand? He's just like placing them carefully and in a way that they will look like a rose flower to everybody else. But what he's actually doing is he's mocking nature. But we call it beauty and we call it like art and we call it, do you understand? So nature has given you these like things called eyes, look, and yet you're not satisfied with it, but you want to like make your own. What are you doing? So bro, what I trying to say? Are you saying that the eyes I gave you are stupid or what? But what we call it is art, but nature does not. I don't know, bro. My mind is not here. So now these days, like I'm beginning to lose that feeling. Like I remember when I was younger, I used to draw a lot. You understand? I used to rap. I used to paint stuff like that. I was a like artistic kid. So, but now these days, for some strange reason, I no longer have the time to do any of that. Like I don't draw anymore and I don't rap. And sometimes I ask myself why. Like, why am I? Why am I losing that? Why am I continually losing that interest? Like, why don't I want to like do that again? Sometimes, um, like before, I used to like play game. I used to like I'll play games a lot for like hours and hours and hours. But now these days, like I only play once a week, like every Sunday. Like today, I just played for a few hours, and it's as in I'm slowly losing interest in everything, and it's kind of weird. It's like I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what this new feeling is, but I'm still trying to figure it out and see where it goes and see how I can like control it. So yeah, that's basically it. But where we are right now, we are at the point where they bombed the Kremlin, and well, they attempted to bomb the Kremlin, and it seemed like it had some sort of defense mechanism. So like there was no damage or there were no deaths or anything, but according to the news, like they are trying to assassinate Putin. Is that the best way you could come up with? Some kind of lame, lame ass attempt is that? So um, that's where we are now in the world. That's where we are now in the world, and I don't know where it's going to go. And I don't know. I don't even know if it's going to go any. If it's going to go. If it's going to go further than this, because nobody is ready for war. Life has is too life is too good now for so many people that, as in, nobody wants that reality. Do you understand? Nobody wants to deal. Nobody wants to deal with that because we are so we are so like we've been so turned away from reality and from nature that we cannot even conceptualize what primal instinct feels like for so many people. We live in cities, like we see concrete every day, we see fast moving metals every day, we see so many human beings in one place at once, which is like just unnatural. We see the same people every day, we hear the same sounds every day of horns and like noise and crowd and everything. Our brains are just like boiled. Our brains keep boiling, bro. Like we live in a dystopia, and but it's still good, shall to live in a dystopia, because as opposed to what, you understand, like would you rather live in a Would you rather live in a state that is always in constant chaos, but the catch 22 there is that you have all your primal instincts, you feel alive, you feel, you have emotions, you'll be able to do things, you understand, you'll be able to be quintessentially alive, or you live in a place where there is peace, there's tranquility, there's like no crime, like everybody's kind, everybody's good, everybody's like, you know, righteous. And but then there's no freedom, like you cannot think, everybody is just like a hive mind. Choose. So at the end of the day, um like I always say, this is just, we're just organisms that do organism shit, man. And this is just what we do. It's not going to really change much in the grand scheme of things, because we are heading, there are two like inevitable places, both 50-50. They both have like a chance of 50-50 that that humanity is heading towards. We are heading towards either the point where of self-destruction, where like we'll fuck ourselves up, sorry, that where we'll fuck ourselves up with all the things that we have created, or we get to a point of where we reach perfect utopia and we reach a perfect peace, um but then coupled with the fact that we have now become immortals, we have now reached godlike status, and but yet we keep hopping from one planet to the other, because we cannot die. And so because we cannot die, the we age out of the planet that we find ourselves in, and so we always have to hop from one planet to the other every few 100 billion years, bro. So we keep doing that, but we forget about the inevitable end, which is the death of the universe itself. Because at the end of the day, Baba, at the end of the day, it will all end. So what are you now doing? What are you now doing? Just just enjoy your time, this very short, tiny, insignificant time that you have been, that you have been, I don't know, dashed, that you have been dashed or gifted to observe in this entire story, in this entire grand scheme of things. It's like, imagine that you're alive and you can see things, and you can hear, and you can talk, and you can speak, and you can move, and you can like feel, and you can think. You understand? Imagine that you are a being that can be able to harm and can be able to express something that they call love. Do you understand? Imagine that you're a being that can like create things and like make things fly, and like, bro, imagine that you're a being. Just imagine that you are alive, and then like imagine like you used to be small at one point in time. Like you used to be really, really small to the point that you could not even remember much. And so, but then you start finding yourself getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like you start finding yourselves knowing more things, and like observing more things, and seeing more things, and learning more things, and being like affected by more things. You understand that? And you start your reach was expanding. It's like, and you start finding yourself having some kind of unique personality, maybe a talent, something like that. You start seeing yourself going places. You start seeing many things start happening to you, both good. Some of them made you feel very, very happy. Some of them made you feel very, very sad. But you found yourself having all these sad feelings, and you found yourself having all these happy feelings, and all these things were just coursing through your body, and just you're just observing this as like you're a soul stuck inside like a imagine like a soul stuck inside like a body. Imagine like a ghost like being stuck inside like a robot. Okay, what is the name of this movie now? Um, what is the name of the fucking movie, man? That they have giant robots. Wait, giant robot movie. Mm, robot movie. Ah, Pacific Rim. Yes. So like imagine like you being imagine like the body is like the giant robots in Pacific Rim, and then the soul is like the guys inside the giant robot that is controlling the robot. So that is how I'm trying to like imagine it. So this is basically what is going on, right? This is basically what is going on. And so imagine yourself right now. Imagine where you are right now. That this is everything that you have observed so far. And try to imagine that maybe you might die in like a month, or maybe you might die in like a year or 2 years, or maybe you might live to be 120. Who knows? But just try to imagine that you get to a point where it is the end. Like you know that you yourself now, you like you're a unique person, like you're an individual person. Like everything that has happened so far has happened so far. You understand? And you're now in that position where for you this is the end. It might be in any way, shape, or form. Maybe you might be lying on your hospital bed with your great grandchildren, or maybe you might just see a trailer as the last thing, or maybe you might just see the mouth of a gun as the last thing, or maybe it might be sickness, or maybe it might be some stupid, like dumb way to die. You understand? Kind of situation. Like it can happen to anybody. But imagine that you're in that situation and you found yourself in that situation, and you know that yep, this is the end. It's like wouldn't that be wouldn't wouldn't that be a privilege? Wouldn't you find it a privilege? Wouldn't you be like, or should I say, let me ask the question: would it have been a privilege? Like, if it was a movie, would you have enjoyed the movie? If it was if it was a movie, would you have enjoyed the movie, or would you have like said, I won't want to watch this kind of movie anymore? It's like, what would it have been worth it? Like, let's say, imagine that somebody took you to the cinema and said, okay, let's watch this movie. Let's spend like 2 hours watching this movie. And for them, the 2 hours is like, let me say 45 years, or for them, the 2 hours might be actually 2 hours, because some babies survive and 2 hours later 2 hours later they die. Of the 2 hours for them might be 120 years, but at the end of the day, it's still 2 hours. And then the person watches this movie of your entire life as them, and at the end of the movie, would the person say, I don't want to leave this, I don't want to watch this movie again, or would the person want to watch that movie again because it was quite a thrilling movie? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the question I am asking. Well, where was I going with this again? I don't know. So, but at the end of the day, man, we're all here, and we're all here observing everything that is going on. And also, yeah, what I was saying was that what I'm actually trying to say is that you, now that you're living, that you're existing right now, right? You are one facet of the universe trying to observe itself. You know how you know how there are currently about 8 billion people existing in this world, and then there are 10 billion different other species that exist also in this world. Then there are also other 10 billion other microbes and fungi and like plants and like planktons and underwater creatures and like there are so many things on this planet, and then there is a planet itself. And then mathematically speaking, multiply that by 1 billion. So that is mathematically speaking, that's what we have 1 billion other things like this on our own planet around the universe also. So well, let's say there are 8 billion other humans on those planets each. So 8 billion times 1 billion. I don't I don't know, man. I don't know. But just imagine that kind of number. So that's what we have. Like the universe is this entity that has sprouted things that have named themselves life. And so these lives are like the universe's idea of eyes to observe itself. It's like the universe is a thing that cannot see itself. It's too big that it cannot see itself. So in order for it to see itself, it's kind of created like a mirror. Do you understand? And this mirror is what we call life. And so this life looks back at the universe and witnesses the universe and witnesses the grandeur of the universe and witnesses the majesty of the universe and witnesses the omnipotence of the universe. You understand? And witnesses the fucking mentality of the universe. And so it's able to like say it back, and the universe can be able to hear it, and the universe can be able to like then see it, like have this reflection of it to understand how massive and to understand how cosmic it is. So whatever it is that you're going through, bro, it's just one possibility out of a myriad and uncountable number of other possibilities. Like whatever it is that you're going through, it's like whether it's good or whether it's bad, you understand, like whether it's unbearably bad, it's just life. And there are, believe it or not, I'm not going to like undermine whatever it is that anybody is going through, but there are people that are there are people that are going through worse. Like imagine a billionaire being taken to court, and at the end of the sentencing, like at the end of the hearing, he pops a pill and swallows it. Imagine, would you like to be in that kind of situation where you're a billionaire? Billion. I'm not saying million, I'm saying billion. You're a billionaire, and just in front of everybody, like, you just swallow a pill and die in court. Like you rather die like a dog. You rather die like a dog in front of everybody than live to bear the shame of whatever crime it is that they are. When I was watching that video, I was like, so many things were just going through my mind. I was like, what the fuck, man? Somebody can really do this to themselves? It's like, you know, in my previous episode, I talked about the greatest crime that somebody can commit in this world is to like end their bloodline. Oh well, anyway, sure. I'm sure that billionaire already had kids. So yeah, whether you know, normally or abnormally, I'm sure he must have had some bastards somewhere. So damn, I'm out of wine. All right. So yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to talk about, because the fallout of nuclear war is no joke. Oh. The fallout, the aftermath of nuclear war is not going to be funny, because as people are riled up like this already now, Look at what is going on in America. Like America is just like in a state of constant decline. Jesus Christ. Is in a state of constant decline. Like imagine walking in an engine room and all of a sudden all the like engines just start running red and you don't know where to start from, you don't know where to hold, you don't know where to repair immediately. Everything is just all the pipes are just busting. That's just what is going on in America now. Like a bridge that is just about to collapse and it's already cracking from everywhere. Like who is running the country? The lunatics are now running the asylum. Nobody, there is no chaos, there is no sorry, there is no order, there is no like accountability anymore. There are no they are just they as in they don't care about the consequences anymore. Oh, like what is going on in that country? This is like the quintessential first world country, America. Even though it's a third world country, it is still like the country that every other country has always aspired to be in their own crooked way, in their own crooked way. But it's still the country that people still want to go to. People still want to like pay huge amounts of money. People still want to like enter illegally. People still want to like sneak their way in to get in, just so that they can like have a piece of the so-called American dream. No, um, yet it still feels like America is like just crumbling, just crumbling, and nobody seems to want to understand that. Like it's like everybody's in a party, right? Like everybody's in like this party, and there is water. Like there's water all over the floor. There's like beer all over the floor. There's everything. There's metal on the floor, and then there's like a fucking electrical outlet that is sparking very very close to the water, and nobody wants to like pay attention to it, and everybody's just standing on the floor like that dancing. Nobody wants to like call attention to it. America is just fixated on America is just fixated on transphobia. What is it called again? What is it called? I don't know, man. I don't know for those people. I don't know for those people. I don't know for them. I don't know for them. Like in America now, like nobody even the way they are killing people in America, the way they are killing people in America is now gotten so senseless to the point that I don't think they even understand what they are doing. Like I think people think that life is in America. I think literally people think life is like a video game where if you shoot somebody, they might come back to life later. Or if they shoot you, you yourself, you yourself will like respawn. You understand? Like Americans think like life is a video game where if they shoot you, you respawn. Because okay, there's this video I saw where some kids were in front of a mall, and next thing there was escalation, and one of the kids shot the other kid, like just like let me say 15-year-old boys. I saw the video on Twitter. Twitter never disappoints. Depends on the page that you follow anyway. So, but like 15-year-old boys basically. So they like one shot the other one multiple times, and they were just talking so casually. Even the person that was recording the video was talking so casually, like nothing happened. It's like, oh, he's going to like respond later or something like that. Not that they said, not that the guy said he was going to respond later. Like they were just the way their mannerisms was like, oh, nothing happened. Like I know I shot him, but I know he's going to respond. That must have been what was going through the guy's mind. Like I know I shot him, but I know he's going to respond later, and we can like hang or something like this. Is not really real. That must have been what must have been going through that boy's mind, because you cannot just casually kill somebody like that and casually not care about it as if you've done it like 1 billion times. Because it is only when you have done something for so long that you can be in a situation where you care less about it. Do you understand? Have you killed somebody 1 billion times? Have you killed 1 billion times? No. I it's no, you have not. And so what, why are you just sounding, why are you feeling like that, like nothing happened? So even okay, there's this video, there was a mass shooting yesterday in America. Today is Sunday, so there was a mass shooting yesterday, Saturday, in America, where this guy um just came out of his car in front of a shop, in front of a mall. What's the name of the mall again? And then stay shooting people, killed like 9 people, and that was it. And then there was an altercation with the police, and they killed him and they shot him and he died. So um what was going through that what was going through that guy's mind? That's my question now. What was going through his mind? Like, do you did like in front of a H&M, what, in front of a fucking mom, man? So what was going through that guy's mind? Do you know what my theories? I have theories. One of the only theory I have is that actually, you know how, again, nobody's talking about the fact that they bombed the Kremlin. Nobody's talking about that fact too, that they actually bombed the Kremlin. We are putting leaves. We are putting to sleep. Hey, what are we doing? What are we doing? They bombed the Kremlin, no, and nobody is talking about it too. Well, so as nobody is talking about it now, everybody is deciding that okay, nothing is happening. We are poking this madman. We are poking him. We are testing him. We are testing his patience. Hey, nobody is talking about that one. Then maybe this must have been, let me say, the Kremlin's kind of, let me say, retaliation. Not even a retaliation, just like a, hey, I know what you guys did. I know it's you guys that did it. So wink, 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 right? So not even a retaliation, just like a jab, like, hey, bro, I saw what you did there, right? I saw what you did there. Because at the end of the day, this bomb on the Kremlin was made by the Americans. Because I don't know why, I don't know why you be poking the bear. You understand? I don't know why you, a fat person, will be poking the bear. So yes, America. I'm very very sure that America maybe inspired Ukraine to send that bomb drone. Inspired Ukraine to send that bomb drone. I don't know, but I'm not saying that that's what they did. But you and I know what is going on. Oh God. So anyway, so yeah, after that, right? I'm sure this mass shooting that happened yesterday in America, in Texas. I don't know why. I don't know if you've noticed everything. All the bad things that are beginning to happen now are not happening in Texas. So yeah, the guy came just once. He just in the video, from the video, I always find and there is always a video. Have you noticed that there is always a video? So um so in the video, the guy was like, he came out of his car. He just came, like, there was just like a woman and a girl and another person, just they were just walking on their own gingerly. So the guy just came out of the car and just opened fire on them. Oh God. So in America, you can just be walking and you just die. Like, you can just be walking on your own, minding your own business. Many people have forgotten the art of minding your business. Many people have, even me personally, I forgot that there was something called minding your business. And I was not entering into another person's business, and the person now like cautioned me and now like schooled me, and me now in my own introspection, and now like said, okay, this is what I did wrong. Like, I always try to like kill my ego in any way I can. It's not like I'm bragging. Or I know it might sound paradoxical now. I'm saying that that I kind of sound braggy in saying that I'm trying to kill my ego. But I always look for a way to kill my ego, and so always in my introspection, I always look for the fault in myself. I was like, okay, yeah, I fucked up, and I'm going to mind my business from now on. So I've now learned, I've now remembered the art of minding my business. But many people have forgotten. Many people seem to have forgotten the art of um minding their business. But on this fateful weekend, on this fateful um Saturday afternoon, we are just minding our business, walking through a mall, a very peaceful place, a mall, and then this bear looking person comes out of his car and just like opens fire on us, and then that was it for us. That was it. 100 billion years of evolution, and that and that was it for you. Gone, ended, fin. You understand? Like that was it. That was how your story ended, and that was your observation of the universe. Thank you. Next, someone just did it for you like that. Someone just fucked up. Well, um, then there was another video of where they had already shot him. He was just there, dead on the floor, alone. It's like I'm very sure that this person that is dead on the floor right now, alone, lifeless, his blood has already started to congeal. He was like covered in military gear, magazine, his breastplate armor. He was wearing armor, but ironically, it was a headshot. His glasses, his glasses was on the floor. Everything, he was just there, dead on the floor. It's like, and people were really, man. So this person now, at one point in time, I'm very sure that at one point in time in his life, he brought people unexplainable, spectacular joy. At least it's more the person that gave birth to him. I'm very sure that I'm very sure that this person, when they gave birth to him, there was joy in that place at that moment. But now look at him. He's he's just there alone. I don't know if you can remember. I don't know if anybody has seen The Last of Us, the HBO show. When this person Joel and Ellie were traveling in um Bill's car, like Bill and Frank now, like Bill's car. So and then they got attacked by those people, and Ellie shots the guy, and then like Joe now wanted to like end the guy's life when the guy was now like yelling. At the end of the day, the guy was yelling for his mother. Like when there are stories of in World War Two, like there are World War Two stories where American soldiers like had to face German soldiers, right? Yeah, American soldiers had to face German soldiers, and so they had to like. If I don't know if I'm right though, I've forgotten, but I'm sure it had something to do with especially like Nazi soldiers themselves, and they were just teenage boys. Like they were just most of them were just like teenage boys, like early 20s, teenage boys, that kind of stuff, even younger self. And when they and in one story where American soldiers like occupied like they captured like they captured some soldiers, and they wanted to like kill them. So they were now like yelling for their mother. You understand? Like the soldiers were calling out for their own mother. So I doubt, like I don't know if it was a documentary I was watching or if it was a book I was reading or an article or something. I cannot remember. But I remember that the writer explored this person explaining. He said that at that point in time, like it was no longer a soldier they were looking at. It was a just a boy that just wanted um the comfort of their mother. And if the roles were reversed, he will still want him also the American soldier would still also want the comfort of his own mother. It's like at the end of the day, that's all we just want, right? Yeah. Nobody wants to like nobody wants to take heed. Everybody just acting like everybody just acting nonchalantly. I don't know if anybody. I did not watch the Met Gala. I just came across some clips on YouTube and on Twitter of the Met Gala of the people that attended the Met. You see, first of all, what is the point of the? As in, what is the point of the Met Gala? Like, what is the achievements at the end of the day of the Met Gala? Like, what kind of waste of time is that? Like, I don't understand why they do it every month. Like every month Met Gala, every month Met Gala. Don't people used to get bored or what? Yes, I'm sure they've done like 4 Met Galas this year already, right? If I'm not mistaken. Because Met Gala every day Met Gala. Met Gala every day Met Gala, every day Met Gala. Every day Met Gala, every day Met Gala. This one wear red, this one dress like Power Ranger, this one wear Bobo Tibu, this one wear every day Met Gala. Today, Met Gala every day Met Gala, every day Met Gala, and they will still attend. Though they don't used to tire. They will come and stand and take pictures and do this one and this. Waiting, Met Gala, waiting. Now they've done another one. Now they've done another one again. They have done another one. This one now, I don't know what they are dressing like. I don't know the team, the team of this one. This one now, they are dressing like I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. These people are spectacularly bored. They don't have what do you know when they say I don't get you. Do you know when somebody says I don't have anything I'm doing? These people don't have anything they don't have anything they are doing. Because if I had if me now I have something to do. Like I have something that I'm thinking of doing, like oh this after this I'm going to do this, after this I'm going to do this. Will I will I now take out time to spend to do Met Gala, to make costume that will cover your face, like to make a costume that will cover your entire body? Like, what are you trying to preach? You know how they say art forms like inspire emotion, you understand, and inspire imagination and stuff like that. And so when you go to a museum or when you go to an art museum and you look at some artworks, or let's say you go to a car museum and you look at, let's say now you see like the 250 the Ferrari 250 GT Lusso, the most beautiful car in the world. You understand? You look at the car, you look at the curves, you look at the design of the car, you look at how the car is standing, the stance and everything. And so this is art. You understand? So when that kind of thing has the ability to inspire emotion and imagination from you, why is that this Met Gala people think that them dressing, covering themselves in like silver glitter and wearing some weird shoe and some face mask and stuff like that, like why is that? Why do you think that that is art? Like why? What are they trying? You know how all these like activist people or all these surreal artists or all these like I don't know, there's this new form of art now where people just put a banana on the wall and paste it and call it art. It's like in the past, all these artists, all these sculptors, they used to like people were mad creative back then. But these days now, it's like everything is dwindling. Like the life form is receding. Everything is just turning sour. Everything is becoming stale and insipid. Everything is just bland and uninspiring and minimalistic and just nobody's bold anymore. You understand? Nobody's daring anymore. Nobody is like, everybody's just controlled. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's being controlled. Well, That's it for me today, man. I think I've been ranting for long enough, and I don't want to go too further. There are things I have to do, other things I have to do actually. So, yeah, this particular episode has been 2 weeks in the making. I started last week and did it for 10 boring minutes and stopped, and then I resumed today. So, bear with me for not releasing an episode last week. Last week was weird, but hopefully this week is going to be better. And it's already better because this episode is coming out tomorrow. Right, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for giving me your listening ears. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to share this episode with your friends and anybody else who cares to listen. I don't know if Nigerians are into podcasting, because I want my target audience to be mainly Nigerians and Africans, but I don't know if Nigerians and Africans that are in Africa are into podcasting. And that's why we're not getting, I don't know, that's why it's not being shared as it's supposed to be. I don't know if I'm going to have to change the target audience and stuff. I don't know. But just share it with people that might be interested. And even though I don't know why anybody would be interested in this, there are so many podcasts already, and so why would anybody be interested in mine? But anyway, yeah, share it with people that might be interested, and also follow me on Twitter at General Prime One, and I'll also rate the episode, and yeah, that's basically it. And I'll talk to you guys next week. All right, bye everybody.